The king is challenged, and this time it's for real. Many hikers were very disappointed about the NU25 upgrade in 2022, and I'm probably not the only one still using the older 2017 version for my hikes. So when a new company called SUNBLESA contacted me and said that they have a headlamp much like the NU25 old version but updated on a lot of areas, I was all ears. The question is now, is this the SUNBLESA H11, the update Nightcore should have done on the old version, and is this the new king on the ultralight throne when it comes to headlamps or not? Stay tuned to find out and be enlightened. I have been using the Nightcore NU25 2017 version for a couple of years now, and it has been great. It is the perfect balance between weight and performance, and when Nightcore in 2022 announced an update were to be released, I believe most of us were excited, to say the least. The rest is history and I won't go into the details. So when SUNBLESA contacted me and gave me the specs and features of the all new H11 headlamp, I was super excited. So let's dig into the specs and the features and find out if your next headlamp and the new king on the throne is the H11 from SUNBLESA, and if this is the version Nightcore should have released early this year. When it comes to the looks, well, in comparison to the old NU25, it looks much the same, but still a bit more modern and sleeker. And the housing feels a little bit more premium, and according to SUNBLESA, the reflector is made of aluminum instead of plastics and much bigger in comparison, which is clearly visible and with the promise of a better spread of the light. The buttons are in the same place, marked with the same symbols, so if used to the NU25, you will feel right at home. The charger port is also at the same spot, and both uses the micro USB to charge the battery. When it comes to the bracket, this has been the weak point of the NU25. I've read about a lot of people having problems with the braking, and the bracket on the H11 looks pretty much the same. I haven't had any problems with the NU25, and I'm not expecting having any problems with the H11, but some might, because here I don't see any upgrades worth mentioning beside the lack of holes. Now to the specs of the H11, and even if the looks and the size are pretty much the same as the NU25, there is a few differences. The width of the H11 is 55 mm, the height 30 mm, and the thickness including the bracket 22 mm. The body only weighs in at 31 grams, and together with the included headband it weighs in at 49 grams. The included headband is a nice one and rubberized to stay in place if running, and with reflective stripes. In comparison, the NU25 old version weighs in at 55 grams with the included headband and 30 grams body only. The battery is a built-in 700 mAh battery that charges using a micro USB. So a slightly bigger battery in comparison is something that we will see having an effect on the run times later on. Before we check out how the H11 performs out in the dark, on the trail, on all the light modes, let's just quickly talk about the features. The feature I love the most, and the one that NU25 doesn't have, is the memory function. The H11 always starts where you left it, so if using the 38 lumens, just as an example, if then turning it off and then later use it again, it will resume at the same output.
Nice.
The H11 features 4 main white lights that you toggle through using the main on button. 2 lumens, 38 lumens, 190 lumens. With a long press on the main button for 3 seconds, you enter the max 365 lumens. With a short press on the R button, you enter the low green, a high green, and a high red. And even if they don't specify any specific lumens for the red and the green, they are all much brighter than on the NU25. And this is also true for the white light, and even the ones specified with the same number of lumens. One thing worth mentioning is that the max, the 365 lumens, turns off after about 30 seconds, otherwise the H11 will overheat, just like the NU25 on the turbo mode. So the max mode is more to be used in certain situations and not for hiking. Beside the already mentioned features, it also includes a red SOS, red strobing light, and a white strobing light. Another good feature is also the battery indicator, and the way it works is that if you press the button and it turns green when activated, you will have more than 50% left. If it is red, then you will have somewhere in between 50 to 10%, and if it is red flashing, you will have less than 10%. And finally, because of the bigger battery, it also features longer run times compared to the old NU25. Now it is finally time to see how it performs out in the dark, out on the trail. I will show you all the different light modes, and as an added information I will also add the run times down to the lower left. First, press the main to enter the 2 lumens white light. Press again to enter the 30 lumen, which is great light to be used for hiking. And press again for the 190 lumens for those times you need to see a little bit better and for technical terrain. Long press for 3 seconds to enter the max at 365 lumens. That clearly shows everything you need to see, even just for a short period of time, before it goes back to the 190 lumens or it will overheat. Long press again while in max to enter the strobing white lights. Now press the R button to enter the low green. Press again to enter the high green that are really bright and nice and perfect for moving around camp or slow pace walking. Press again to enter the red that is pretty bright and much brighter than on the old NU25. If long pressing the R button you enter the red SOS. Short press in that mode and you enter the red strobing light. The H11 also features a lock mode so that you don't accidentally turn it on in your pocket or in your backpack. Just long press both main and R simultaneously, you will then get a confirmation with a red light. If trying to turn it on, the red light will just blink and nothing more will happen. Long press the main and R again to unlock. One thing I would like to add here in the performance part, even if it is a feature, that if you run out of battery and need to charge while hiking, when connected to a power bank, you will still have access to all of the features and light modes. This is a really good feature to have when hiking extended periods of time in the dark, and it is always good knowing that you can always just plug in a power bank and keep on going. Now for some quick pros and cons on the H11 I have noticed during testing before we wrap things up, and I give you my verdict and if it is a buy or a no buy. On the negative, it is still a micro USB and not a USB-C for charging, although I don't bother that much. It has kind of a heavy headband, so if you want to get below 40 grams you need to make your own. And the positives, it has an amazing spread of light. It has higher actual lumens compared to the NU25. It has a green light. Not many headlamps offer that, and I actually prefer a green light in front of the red light, so 2 thumbs up. The weight is just spot on, just like the size. Just a small comment here, because this one will be available in a new version later this year with a high CRI light instead of the green light, for all you guys in need for that feature. So then you can either choose the green light, like this one, or one with a high CRI instead when you buy it. Well, what about the verdict? Well, I have tried it out when it comes to the performance, the features, the run times and everything, and I gotta say it is as good as I hoped it to be. But it is still very much alike the old NU25. Sure, it has longer run times, you have a green light and that is a nice feature, and you have a better spread of the light and above all a stronger light at the same lumens. So all in all, this is a better headlamp, yes. But would I buy it if I already own the old NU25? No, I wouldn't. But if you're in the market of a new ultralight headlamp and you don't like the reviews and the looks of the new NU25 and the NU25 UL, this is a good alternative for sure, and a worthy successor after the NU25 old version as the king on the ultralight throne. Now, I haven't tested this one out as much as I have used the old NU25, so how it will hold up to the wear and tear and the use in the long run, I don't know, but only time can tell. Now I hope you have enjoyed today's episode and the review on the SUNBLESA H11 headlamp, and that I have covered everything that you wanted to know. If not, or if you have anything to add, just leave a comment and I will come back to you as soon as I can. But for now, this is it, and if you liked today's episode, take a look at these 2 recommendations on my other videos. Also do hit like, subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on any future content. I hope to see you again next week, but for now, take care, safe hiking and bye bye.